Welcome to episode 13 of my 2023 training diaries from just outside of Moab, Utah in the United States. We packed up and left Canada again after being home from Europe for just a couple of weeks and flew to Colorado to pick up this camper truck before driving to Moab here so that I could prepare to run the Moab 240 miler in just over a week now. So in this episode, I'll give you a tour of our rig. Well, actually, I'll show you the tour that Phil from Rossmonster gave us, along with a look at their shop where they do all their custom conversion work, which was really cool. And I'll then take you along with me on a run with the group that we joined just outside of Grand Junction, Colorado, called the Mesa Monument Striders. But first, let me show you a little bit of what I got up to in my training in the short time that I did spend back at home in Vancouver. I pretty much jumped right back into my training after the Pyrenees staged run in early September, which was, after all, really just a big week of training for me. But I had quite a bit of work to catch up on and stuff to prepare for Moab, so I mostly trained close to home in North Vancouver, where we were experiencing some pretty typical Vancouver fall weather. But I did get to spend a day in nearby Squamish, where my buddy Adam joined me for the second half of my long run for a bit of time in the Alpine at Elfin Lakes. Hey there. Adam, you might remember from 2 episodes ago when we met up with him in Slovenia.
Second bear in 2 days.
Nice. That was just a little bear there. Probably trying to fatten up before the winter, and Adam was just saying the salmon run is on right now in Squamish as well, so there's just a ton of bears down by the rivers. Lots of other runners out today too. Hey guys. Reached the campground here at Elfin Lakes. Beautiful view across at what I think is called the Mamquam Massif, across Mamquam Lake there, and looking back across over at Opal Cone and over towards the Neve Glacier. You can see a fresh dusting of snow up there. I think the snow line's at about 1,800 meters right now. It's definitely a sign that winter is gonna come quick here. What do you think? How much time do we have left this season?
I don't know, maybe another couple of weeks before there's actually snow on the ground here, because we're at just about 1,500 meters, and it looks like how you're saying there, maybe 1,800 for the snow line, so a couple of weeks. Yeah, the season is short here, unfortunately, in BC, in the Alpines, so you gotta squeeze it in while you can. I think this is the last weekend, at least for me, because I'm leaving in a few days. So we just arrived in Colorado. We flew into the Denver airport this morning from Vancouver and drove towards Boulder here to Rossmonster to pick up our rental vehicle, which is going to be our home for the next few weeks. It's one of these Rossmonster Baja camper trucks. They do custom conversions here, but they also have a rental fleet, and I believe it's this one right here, the silver one. So we're going to pop inside and talk to Phil, who's going to give us a tour.
The Baja is built to be extremely user-friendly, so first-time RVers or people who have never done this before should feel pretty comfortable when we're done here today. We are in a popped-up position. We've got our manual step that we'll pull out here on this vehicle, so pretty simple. It has the mat tracks should you get stuck in the sand in Moab, and we've got a nice table surface here as you're at camp. You can make your margaritas or whatever you're doing here as well. We've got our box back here, so you can...
Rossmonster specializes in custom conversions, but they also maintain a small rental fleet of vans and camper trucks. And this one comes fully equipped with everything from an indoor-outdoor shower to heated floors.
You're sitting on a Chevy 3500 diesel. It's the Duramax diesel, tons of power, tons of torque. Your total vehicle weighs only about 11,000 pounds. So we've still got, I think, about 1,300 pounds of payload left. So all the room for your gear. This Chevy's barely gonna know your truck is even here. It's going to go up the hills extremely well, no problems whatsoever, versus other RVs and rigs that you will see in the right lane struggling. You will be cruising like nothing was happening. It's fantastic, it's awesome. We've got all of our lovely storage around here with our RV style clips. You've got plates, pots, pans, and that kind of thing. This is an induction cooktop. We have the fridge freezer combo here. So I just turned this on a little bit ago. It's cooling, but it's not ice cold yet, but this does a really good job keeping beer cold, or food too. You've got your bunk ladder here. You can use this as is, but it's also designed that if we lift this guy up here, it makes that approach angle significantly easier for those vertically challenged people, or just anybody. It's a little bit easier to get in and out of. So back up here, those buttoned panels, healthy amount of storage back there. This is a high energy draw appliance, but as far as air conditioners go, it is incredibly efficient. We're going to be able to charge via the sun with our solar panels. We can charge via the vehicle, our batteries. When we run the vehicle, it's charging our lithium-ion batteries. Or if we plugged into shore power, as we talked about earlier, if you happen to be at a campground, that's the third way that we can charge. So we've got our dome lights here, our under cabinet here, above cabinet, and a toe kick down there, and so on and so forth. We can see our fresh water and our gray water. We have little sensors on there. You got about a 30-gallon water tank. So this is, you can kind of get a visual on where you're at on this guy. This thing raises and lowers approximately 18 inches, okay? So I can kind of see that, 16 inches, 15, so on and so forth. So all the information that we just talked about, I can see here in one screen, which is really handy. Our battery percentage, our voltage, how much energy we're either making or consuming, and how much time we can do what we're doing for 8 days without worrying about our consumption, okay? So put that out as you see fit. The vans is where we started in 2010 right here, and this is a perfect example. This is our show van we're doing some upgrades to, and this one's been decked to the 9. So that's what we started doing most of our work on. A few years ago, we branched out into the trucks here, and now we're getting into fully custom stuff like this F550, which is an absolute beast. It's incredible. Huge 43-inch tires, liquid spring suspension on this, and a full custom box for this customer. Interesting thing about this build is this customer owned one of our Baja trucks and lived in it for a while, and he said, you know what, I'm ready for the next level. Let's do this. And so he's gonna take delivery of this thing pretty soon. It's pretty neat. But we do the full build from scratch. We'll take a bare canvas van or truck. I mentioned, the shells are our proprietary build. We have a fiberglass mold, so it's a composite fiberglass frame reinforced with aluminum. That's all done by us here. It's all full custom. This van right here is getting, we just got a lift kit on it today. So that's one of the neat things we can do back here. This one's going to go to a YouTube family that is going to be living in this thing full time, and they'll be documenting their journey. They're going down to South America with it. So pretty excited to see that out in the wild, and we'll get to watch some of that footage in almost real time. One of the fascinating things that I think that makes us different is everything is full custom. So customers don't come in here and pick from a floor plan. They come in and say, this is what I want to build. Can you build it? And 99% of the time we say, absolutely, this is how we're gonna do it. So this one's getting a Murphy bed. So in that cabinet, that's where the mattress will be, and it'll fold out. So they get all that floor space during the day. And then at night, fold it down. That's a great way to use the space, yeah. Layout is never the same. Customers pick what they want for their living space or how they're gonna use the vehicle. Some of them are just using it for vacation. Some of them are living it full time. Some of it's for work. And as you might have guessed, we are a very dog-friendly environment. Our logo is a Rottweiler, who was our first shop dog, and that was Thor. That was Ross's dog. He's since passed on, but everybody brings their dogs in to work every day. It makes for a really, really cool work environment. We'll usually have 6 to sometimes 10 dogs running around here at any given point in time. So here's another unique one. I'll show you this. Since you guys are gonna be in the Baja, this is our next iteration. I warned you about hitting your head, and because we've done that quite a few times, we've developed this 2-piece door. This is really cool. So this will come down. As your top slides down, of course, this seals over it. So before, this is what you have to get into, right? And you're gonna hit your head. Whereas here, and I'm 6'4", I mean, I virtually almost don't even have to duck. We're constantly innovating and trying to kind of up the game. And I think being full custom, that allows us to do that. We learn a lot from these custom builds. and it allows us to really kind of grow what we can do and what we can do for customers. It's pretty exciting. The frame in your truck is reinforced with aluminum like this here. So all of our boxes, our shower pans, just about anything out of aluminum or steel, he's hand fabricating from scratch. Full custom too, which is just, again, customers can dream it,
Yeah.
Scott can build it. It's pretty fantastic. Our last shop was about an eighth of this size where we started.
Okay.
So it's really given us the opportunity to expand and grow
Yeah.
and kind of enhance what we can do. And we have a lot of customers that really want to they're not sure if the van life is for them, and by offering the rentals, they get an opportunity to try it out, see if it's an option, and more importantly, have a cool vacation and skip the hotels. So we've got about, I think, 4 vans right now. We rotate our rental fleet out quite a bit. So usually at the end of the season, we'll offer those for sale. So the nice thing is that when you're getting a rental, it's a new vehicle, new-ish anyways, depending on how many miles have been put on it that year. But we have people that take these all the way Yellowstone across the country, just do absolutely amazing epic vacations in these cool vans. Most of them, as they sit right now, are designed to sleep 4 and ride 4, which is a neat thing. So it's great for families, but 2 people can very much enjoy them as well. It's a cool floor plan and layout. We stay extremely busy with the rental fleet. It starts to calm down here in the shoulder seasons in late fall, but there's still plenty of people out enjoying the deserts and that kind of stuff this time of year, as well as the trucks in Moab, for example. So it's pretty neat.
What next?
Now we put my bike back together. It looks like everything's in one piece.
Yeah, I think I made it okay.
Yeah, exciting.
Audrey brought her bike with her so that she could do some rides around Moab while I continued my run training, since she was now in her off-season. Once we were loaded up, we hit the road towards Utah.
Wait until my dad sees this. Okay, so we've been on the road for just a couple of hours and just getting the feel for it. So far, yeah, it feels like driving a really big truck. I'm just unsure how it's, how it handles the big curves and things like that, so I'm driving cautiously, but so far it's fun. What makes that truck look small?
Fall is the perfect time of year for a road trip across Colorado, when its expansive vistas transform into vivid yellows, golds, oranges, and reds. As we were approaching Grand Junction, we ran into a familiar face.
Holy crap! Driving down the highway, and this guy in front of us starts waving like a madman and pointing, trying to get us to pull over. And so I look at my phone and there's a message. Sure enough, it's from my buddy Kevin, who lives in the area, and he just happened to be on his way to a group run here that starts in about a half an hour here just outside of Grand Junction. So what are the chances? Like, the one guy I know in the state, basically in this area, just happens to be driving like 100 meters ahead of us down the highway. So we're gonna join him and a group here. I guess they meet every Thursday for about a 4 or 5 mile run around this park over here. Couldn't have worked out better. There he is. Good to see you.
I'm so glad that we get to catch up.
This worked out so well.
Well, this is Mason Monument Striders, the best running group in Grand Junction, Colorado. Probably the best running group on the Western Slope. And we're out at the Lunch Leaps Trailhead, which is a real popular mountain biking spot. It's also the northern terminus of the Tabawatch Trail, which runs 140 miles to Montrose. And we're doing a little loop out here on this side of it.
I first met Kevin at Tour des Géants, and we've kept in touch ever since. And he just happens to be one of the pacers that I had lined up for Moab. So this was a great chance for us to reconnect in advance of the race.
Now, from a different perspective, there's Mount Garfield right there, which is where I met you. Other cool thing, so that right there is the largest flat top mountain in the whole world.
Oh shit.
It's the Grand Mesa. Summit is like 10,800 feet. And it looks like Minnesota up there. It's just like lakes and mosses and all kinds of stuff, which is crazy to think when you're down here on the desert.
Yeah.
They used to do a 100-miler up there.
Mesa Monument Striders, we've been around since 1978. We started the Thursday night runs about 30 years ago, and they've sort of ebbed and flowed. You don't need to be a member to run with us. We encourage everybody to just come out and enjoy our wonderful trail system.
It was getting late, so we spent the second night in Colorado near the state border before finishing our drive to Moab the next day, which is where we've been for the past week or so, and which gave me a chance to do my last long run here as I scouted out the final 20 miles of the course. Check out my Instagram feed for a bunch of photos that I've been posting from the area. And next week I'll bring you footage from the course, and I'll also tell you a little bit about some of the other preparation I've been doing, including some of the heat training in the sauna, and the results of a sweat test that I did recently as well, which were quite interesting. And I'll also tell you more about my gear and nutrition strategy for the race, so stay tuned for all of that and more.